Alright, what is up, folks? How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I guess I don't have to sneeze. You love to see it. Anyway, how you guys doing? We are here in, Rocky Ridge for some reason. Also, very quickly, I was messing with sounds and whatnot earlier, so I might have made things a little too loud or too quiet. I don't know which. We're gonna see how things are, though. For now, yeah, I want to go ahead and show off a couple things. One, I guess it's raining here right now, which is neat. I got it to rain here the other day, and I went ahead and just kind of let it do its thing. So the area is nice and damp. Lots of things watered. You know, no more dry little spots, which is always good. Let's go ahead and fill out a couple of these. Oh, I guess I missed a stamp. Oh well, that's cool. Pikachu! Just report all. There's a lot to... Yeah, there was a lot that built up. Hype it up. Okay, I guess that's just gonna be an easy 300 coins. Gather ingredients and use a cutting board or other kitchen equipment to cook food. Interestingly enough, I can do both of those right here. And in fact, I actually did a ton of that yesterday. In my inventory, I have some random crap, I guess. But I have a ton of stuff that I just went ahead and made just to have on hand. Except I could probably get rid of one of these two stacks somehow. Anyway, let's do this really quick. And a tomato, I guess. Peters, what's up? How are you doing? How are you enjoying your Friday night? Alright, where's that Ludicolo at? Where is the Laddicolo? I guess while we're here, we can do some quick dowsing for things too. Actually, before I forget, I did end up getting plenty of other things too. Lots of various things through the week. I don't even know where I started from, honestly. Okay, that's a Battle Network screenshot, so probably here. There's some rope, new environment, a random thing that was just like somebody's shopping list, item description, bath time set there, item description, recipe for a food poster, neon frame. I don't think I got that. Did I get that? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I did that on stream or not. Large mirror, decorative shelf. Nothing. Brick wall recipe set, recipe for a toilet. Something I probably got and then... Yeah, I accidentally held. Sewer hole cover. Okay, there you go. And here's another thing too that I probably got. Television! Recipe for a television. There you go. I don't know why I have that. That's a cool shot, though. Another habitat information. That's actually kind of cool looking. All right. This is a letter I found on probably a dream island, which, you know, I guarantee it has to be a dream island. You know how much I love swimming. It's basically my whole personality. So not being able to swim, it's the worst. I need to get back out in the water. I'm sure you feel the same way, Maggie. Ugh, I'm so tired of living like this. How long until we can go swimming again, do you think? Love, Rory. Recipe for a modern carpeting. Large narrow rug. This one, I was really happy to get this. This was yesterday, I think. Or no, it was 2 days ago. Recipe for a gravestone. So now I can make all those gravestone habitats that I've wanted to do. Recipe for a pulley. Recipe for a control unit. Recipe for a letter. Which would just be paper. I guess. Another habitat information to get Slowbro, I guess. Sunny poster. And... oh yeah, that was a neat little glitch. That was kind of cool. This was a shop. I don't know what determines if a Pokemon sets up shop in a Pokemon Center, but I ended up getting most of these. There's the rare Pokemedal, there's that luxury chair, that luxury sofa, the tea set, and whatever that Snorlax thing is. We'll go over that in a minute. Music Matt Ray from Another Dream Island. Recipe for papers. I need the recipe for paper. Various recipes. Leaf print, scrap cube, and all that stuff. Warning wall. A windmill kit. That was my first time getting the windmill kit. A berry case from this, which is basically just a reskinned storage box. But it looks cool, and I found out that honey is also worth 100 points when you trade it, so that's pretty cool. Push cart recipe, which I'm pretty sure I bought. I don't know if I did. I probably did. New music CD, Sutopolis City. I got a couple new music CDs. That's just a neat shot. The mini library, a habitat for Gardevoir, which I feel like you don't really need necessarily, but is cool. Limestone flooring. Extravagant pillar set. So the extravagant pillars are the ones that that I'm using at the house. So that means I don't really have to try and like harvest them from Dream Islands anymore. It's also a bit of a sneak peek as to how the house looks now. Oh yeah, that was interesting. I don't know what the story was with this, but that was cool. Just bouncing. Okay, what do we get here? Over here was a recipe for a towel rack and an air conditioner. And I guess there was another one? Yeah, okay. Soundscape poster, cool. Vending machine. Audio mixer, I need one of those. I could use a physical audio mixer. The Pokeball wall. This thing looks kind of cool. I haven't actually seen this, but I kind of want to make this. This is with, I think it's with stone and glittering stone. Is it stone and glittering stone? I think so. And I kind of want to make a big one and see what that looks like. A furnace kit. Recipe for a laptop. I ended up getting a lot of recipes the past few days. Not really sure why. This happened to me last night. I still don't know what the deal was. It looks like this golem didn't have anything, but like every time I approach the golem, that would happen. That happened twice. I still don't know what the hell was the story with that. Anyway, Roads of Viridian City, another new CD. Union Cave, these were last night. Two new CDs back to back. And then that afterward. So yeah, 3 new CDs off stream. Go figure. Of note, that says music CD number 43. I don't know how many CDs are in the game, but there's at least 43 of them. Axew habitat. And then it happened again. This is me getting it again. Look at this. Fucking, I don't know what the story was with that. I finally got the Despot legs for Tyrantrum. I didn't even realize I was missing that, but you know, there you go. New habitat for Venonat and Venomoth, which is cool. Another new habitat. Another new habitat. Item description. A curved eave. This is a new habitat. Piping hot lava, so we'll probably be getting that in Rocky Ridges at some point. And there we go. That's pretty much how the week was in terms of new materials. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to... Actually, while we're here, let's go into the Pokemon Center and see if there's a shop. There is a shop. Is it gonna disappear? No, thankfully it's not. Yeah, give me that. I will transmute 2 gold into 5 Pokemetal. This is a single or no, it's gonna be 5 Rossberries, I think. Or no, 10? I think it's 10. It is 10. Yeah, so my boxes are pretty full of materials. But I decided to go ahead and get some gold and iron to use for trades. Because they are worth so much. Like, it's just free, you know? Give me that music mat. These were pretty much always my favorites. From, for secret bases. Pass on that. The Rowlet clock is neat, but since you can get those from relics, I don't need it. Yeah, let's go ahead and parse this area for anything that I can pick up. I have actually gotten quite a few of the Mysterious Slate repeats. As well as some other stuff too that I want to go ahead and maybe I'll get to show off here. But yeah, for now, let's go treasure hunting. But Benny, what's poppin', dude? How you doing? Benny, please, you gotta tell me, dude. I saw you post about finishing Breath of the Wild, and I would like to know, you know, on a larger scale, what you liked or disliked about it. Because, Breath of the Wild is fascinating because it is a polarizing game in so many aspects. And I think that it's interesting to talk to people about it. Going out to watch a movie at 10? Nice, dude. Yeah, I saw it. It was Emblem Roy just dropped, right? I've actually seen a couple posts about it, even though I've been out of the face space for a while. That sucked. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I actually took a brief look, speaking of Peters, I took a brief look at one of the content creators that I follow, that was for Faye, just to see kind of some of the stuff that I've missed, at least the video headlines. And some of my units, have gotten, like some of my more favorite units, have gotten remixes and refines and whatnot, so I might update Faye and try to get back into it a little bit. It's kind of hard when you don't really have people to bounce off of it with. Like, I've always said this, but gachas are always best communally in sort of an MMO sense. Because, like, gachas kind of suck the same way that MMOs kind of suck, you know? Like, There's lots of grinding and down points, and when there's a lull, there's not much to do and all that stuff. Another Arcanine doll. Fuck right off. I think I have 6 Arcanine dolls. I could make a whole team with just Arcanine. But no, like yeah, when gachas are on their high, they're on their high. But I really do feel like you need people to play a gacha with to really get the most out of it. And the only other person that really I could talk to Ren about it too. But the only other person like within close proximity of me IRL is Totes, and he kind of gave up on the game too. There's no, like, I mean, we would both hop back in, probably no problem, and probably still be able to clear endgame content, but yeah, we definitely missed a lot of the game. Like when Faye had their what was that? What was that anniversary they were, or not anniversary they were doing, but like the thing they were doing earlier this year where they were showcasing like all the player stats. It was like 10,000 days or something like that. No, that doesn't make any sense. That was not, it was not 10,000 days. Maybe it was 1,000. No, it couldn't be 1,000 days because that's, what the hell was the Faye channel doing? Anyway, here's a new habitat for Golduck. That's cool. Anyway, one of the stats they showed was like there were 943 people that had logged in every single day. They were literally daily players. And, you know, I considered myself pretty close to that when I was playing, but, you know, in the past year, I just haven't put that much time into that game and haven't really done much for it since. It is kind of nice, though, because I have gone back to playing actual, you know, like, console game, or handheld games. For example, in some of my free time when I am on break at work, I will play Kirby Superstar Ultra. And that has been much more fulfilling than, you know, do whatever menial task and whatever menial gacha I'm menially playing. Anyway, let's go ahead and start, or not start, but I guess continue with Withered Wasteland. Second time going through Breath of the Wild. Did like it more on the second playthrough. I think it has very good puzzles, interesting locations. Some areas seem kind of just there to be a space in between others. Yeah, those are colloquially called interstitial spaces. You could also think of those as like a hallway, you know? Like a hallway is an interstitial space because its role is to get you to the next room, kind of thing. And that's kind of how it is, but I feel like as far as the world design goes, like the world of Hyrule is, I feel, exceedingly expertly crafted, and it should have those kinds of spaces. In my opinion, I mean, like, it genuinely really should have a lot of those spaces, especially given the fact that, well, the world is in a state of ruin. I mean, like, it's just as bad as Zelda 1 was, lore-wise. And you could argue that Zelda 1, for the most part, has something to do every single screen. Whether it be a cave to unlock or whatever. The thing is, the real world just doesn't always have that going, you know? It's like there are areas that are empty in the world. Even for as massive as human civilization has gone and basically shaped the world in our image, there's still hidden pockets of nothingness, you know? If you go on any, like, interstate highway, for example, I mean, there's gonna be areas off the beaten path that are just literally pure nature. Which I think is nice. Because sometimes things just don't exist. That's part of the fun of exploring, and part of why I like exploring so much, is the scenery of it, you know? Sometimes you get cool things like, shit, what the fuck is that guy's called? Misko's hideout in the waterfall. And sometimes you're just at the bottom of that weird canyon that's on the left-hand side between, what is that, Tabantha and, whatever that, like, deep frozen place is in the top left corner of the map. Yeah, that weird canyon that's just kind of there, like, what is the story with that? There's nothing down there, but it's cool. Dude, the out-of-bound fog is so obnoxious to deal with when you do this. Sword combat being pretty boring, and maybe 12 shrines. Yeah, combat isn't super fun in Breath of the Wild, honestly. It's fine, like, it serves the I mean, Zelda combat for the most part isn't super refined. Which sucks, because they really do go out of the way to give Link some good movesets, but, like, I mean, for example, in Ocarina of Time or hell, even the other 3D Zelda games, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess included, depending on how you use the control stick, Link actually has different sword swings and different methods of attack, which is kind of where Skyward Sword got its inspiration from, was the fact that a lot of those sword swings functionally didn't really do a goddamn thing. But, I mean, yeah, they really just don't utilize that in combat very much, even though they absolutely could have, even as far back as Ocarina of Time, and I think they were at some point actually doing that. But they never really did, and I totally can understand why, because that would be horribly frustrating. I mean, you can bet your ass little Jimmy down the road isn't going to understand that swinging B neutrally is going to give you a different sword swing from holding forward and swinging. Not unless the game specifically outlines it and gives you the tutorial for it. But I mean, that's just how Zelda combat is. Like, Zelda combat is so much better in 2D because, the enemies, I mean, like, yeah, the enemies will have, simple patterns and, well, I mean, they're gonna be 2D enemies. But, like, Pallet Town theme! Oh, cool! But, like, look at a Dark Nut in Minish Cap, and look at a Dark Nut via, well, maybe not a Dark Nut, but maybe look at like a Stelphos or something, you know? Like the Stelphos in Minish Cap and the Stelphos in like Ocarina of Time are relatively different enemies. But whoa, dude, holy shit. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to hide the guide and I pressed the wrong button. Dude, I wish I could have gotten a picture or, like, the visual of Lugia just spawning in. That would have been hella cool. Please stay up here, please stay up here, please stay up here. Okay, cool. That was one square away. Hate the rain so much in Breath of the Wild. A lot of people do, and that is why they made that one armor set in Tears. I mean, yeah. I get it. Life sucks and then you die. Rain is one of those things where it's an obstacle, you know? It's part of the journey to deal with the rain, honestly. It's gonna get in your way. There's nothing you can really do about it. Except for, you know, have a man-made machination tow your ass through it, but... Yeah, like, I have grown to not hate the rain. It sucks to deal with. It absolutely does. You have to pivot around it, but that's... I mean, that's Mother Nature, you know? Hey, Peach, what's up? No, weapon durability isn't as much of an issue as people make it out to be. The game really does shower you with weapons. If you really need to, you can get a couple of cheap amiibo or whatever and scan them in. You don't really need to do that, but for some reason, if you really did, you could. Because, I mean, you can... Sometimes you'll find amiibo for like $5 or something, you know? Like, well, just do that. But, you can do that. You can always find weapons all over the damn place, either rusted, and you can use them as rusted, or get them polished by an Octorok, or, you know, you can save your weapons through, like, shrine use. Like, if there's a weapon in the shrine, you can just save it for later, kind of thing. You can pretty reliably steal them from enemies. I mean, technically speaking, you can kill, like, even like mid-game, you can kill enemies, like multiple enemies for the cost of one weapon, you know? And those multiple enemies will probably have 2, maybe even 3 weapons for you to take. Like, weapon durability is a joke of an argument, honestly, and is pretty much there for the argument of, I want to save this weapon, but never use it, you know? Or, like, I want to save this weapon so I don't use it. And I mean, hell, I totally get it. I feel that. I love my Lizal Tri-Boomerangs. I love using the Bigoron sword and Fierce Deity sword and all that, but, like... It really ain't that hard to get multiple of them, and they gotta be used, you know? The value of something... This was something somebody told me one time. Or maybe it was something that I heard in a video, I don't remember which. But the value of something is in its use, not its theoretical use. Unless that use is to look really fucking cool like the Fierce Deity sword. And besides, even aside from all that crap, you can just get the Master Sword and have a weapon that is functional forever and just has a cooldown period. Dude, Peak's mountain climbing with the weather is fucked up. It is so... Dude, Peak is honestly so damn fun. Like, I wish I had more game time in it, because it is just amazing to play. Honestly, at some point, Peachy, you and I are going to have to do a Peak stream. That would be hella cool. But yeah, that's it's brutal, man. Let me tell you. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We'll go to Bleak Beach last, actually. because I want to go ahead and show off the work on the house past week. Problem is how much you slip in the rain. Feels like you just have to use stamina food at all times or Rivali's Gale. I mean, if it's raining and you need to get up somewhere, you gotta find an alternate route up. That's just how it is. It's gonna suck. If you want a gamified way to go about it, you can try and cheese to get a campfire going, so that way, these guys are still working? Damn. You can try to get a campfire going through one of the few ways, Breath has to kind of cheese that. And then you can just, you know, force the rain away. But if you're playing it kind of legit, yeah, I mean, you gotta deal with the rain somehow. Find an alternate way, or brute force it and just keep climbing and burn all your stamina food or whatever, but... Nice. I actually forgot to check up here and at the other ones the entire week. Whoops. But yeah, Ren, Hunt, how you guys doing? Welcome in. Ren, I feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. Is that true? Have you been at the past, like, couple Pokopia streams and I just, like, am stupid? The older Zelda formula? I am of the opinion, honestly, this might be a crazy take, but I think 3D Zelda is the worst of the three. Well, okay, let me say this. Muso Zelda is probably the worst of the four. But 3D Zelda, it just doesn't scratch the itch. Like, Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom has quite frankly, rigorously segmented itself from Ocarina, TP, and the rest. But, like, I think back to it, and for all the Zelda games that are out there, I would probably play through Ocarina and maybe TP, like the least. Like TP, Skyward Sword, Ocarina. Honestly, I have like no desire to play those games again. Majora's Mask is always a fun time. It's also relatively short, which makes it kind of easy to digest. But for the most part, if I'm playing a Zelda, I either want to play Breath/Tears or a 2D Zelda game. Which I think is crazy to say because most people will say that they would rather play Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. And I feel like most of the perception around Zelda in the public is around its 3D games. And that's just not... Like, they just don't do exactly what I want fully. Oh, nice. Yeah, I wanted to play the Director's Cut. Is that the one that introduced fairy types and stuff? There were a couple of big XD mods that were coming out at the same time, and I can't remember which one was which. Crossbow training beats them all. Hell yeah, it does. Dude, I loved crossbow training. I loved crossbow training so much. I tried so hard for so long to optimize my score in I think it's the level on Lake Hylia. Was there one on Lake Hylia, or was that just the castle? I think there was just the castle. Yeah, I tried so hard to maximize my score on so many of those levels, though. I got really good at the Star-Lord fight. That Star-Lord fight is really fun. Yeah, the castle balloons. And... no, probably just those two. Those were the two that I put the most time into, I can say that. Like, I'm just saying, give Link a crossbow for the next game. Fuck the bow, just give him a crossbow. Give Link a sword chainsaw, Gears of War style, a crossbow, and Metal Gear styled grenades. That's what I want out of my modern day Zelda game. Alright, I'll go over the home in a minute. For now, we're just gonna keep looking for treasure while I bullshit about making Link modern, I guess. Better yet, let's just drop all that. Give Link a gun, alright? Clearly, Zelda is sitting on some firepower. Just give him a fucking Halo Magnum, dude. Give him a fucking, give him a Wraith and have it codenamed Epona. E-P-O-N-A, and just make it like some Kids Next Door styled fucking, amalgamation of a name. That's what Zelda needs. That is what we need from the next Zelda game to compete with the likes of the space shooters. Truly, Zelda can be a game for anyone and everyone. There's a speed up option in Faye. You don't want to watch. Do you know you can just tap the screen to skip the animations? I mean, you have to tap the screen a lot, but you can just tap the screen and, like, do all that. You don't have to sit there and watch them slowly move and blah blah blah. Just move your characters and then just tap the screen like 30 times and then it'll be your turn. The Legend of Zelda cover shooter, yeah. Bullets of Light. Is that another fucking slate? Dude, how am I getting so many slates? I think half of the things I picked up have been slates. That's crazy. Link had a train who says he can't have a gun. He could absolutely have like a musket or something. Do it Bloodborne style, you know? You get the one shot, make it count, and then you have to sit there and do like a minute of reloading. Leon style takedowns? Holy shit, dude. I would love that. There's actually a, speaking of Leon style takedowns, I think they just released a Switch 2 demo for RE9. I wanna pick Totes up and have him play through that and see what he thinks of it. I already know that man has probably put hundreds of hours into RE9. So I'd like to see what he thinks of it visually and gameplay wise and stuff like that. If there's any spot for like frame drops or yada yada. Also, for anybody that didn't see, speaking of that, the 2 amiibo that they made are finally getting localized. I did not... Did I get a... I don't think I got pre-orders for them. But I'm gonna have to see if I can still get those. Yeah, no longer are they stuck in Japan. Cool. I mean, you don't really have to pay attention when you're tapping your phone screen. Like, you take your turn, then you tap the phone screen and continue watching whatever else you're doing, you know? Like, yeah, it's annoying that you are not using your left hand, or your right hand, or whatever, and you have to do something else, but... I mean, like, dude, you're talking to the guy, Peters, that has revolutionized, or not revolutionized, in a sense revolutionized. Fun fact, I used an auto tapper for a decent amount of Fae after a while. I picked up an auto tapper when I was playing through Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And I used it in Fae too, quite a bit. And it was amazing. Oh my god, get yourself an auto tapper. If you have an iPhone, I think you have one built in somewhere. But just get yourself a fucking auto tapper if you're playing Fae at this point. Especially if you're doing those fucking those maps where that are really good for like training units. Yeah, just let them go nuts, dude. Give yourself 198 SP and just kind of, or not SP, stamina, and just fucking make sure you do your taps in the right spots. Set it to loop, and you're golden. Makes it so much better. Or you can manually set it up every time, and then once you get into the match, you just set up the program to tap for the match duration, you know? But I mean, yeah, dude, I played Fae consistently for like 9 years. 8.5, 9 years. Like, any qualms you could have with that, I've lived through and figured out how to work around. And honestly, I'm probably gonna give myself arthritis from having tapped on that phone screen so damn much. Anyway, let's take a look at the house, because I've done some things around the place. Behold. It's tall now. I'm actually going to, before we go to the next biome, I'm going to do a little bit of housework, which is why I didn't come over here until the very end. So I haven't done anything over here yet. Broken tiling wall. That sounds interesting, actually. Let's take a look at that really quick. Oh, it's like that. Okay, that actually looks really cool. It looks really cool, honestly, damn. Alright, so tour of the outside is I haven't done anything over here. This is just bog standard. But over here, I've made some new waterfalls. I tried to make it look really natural. I think I did a really good job about that, actually. And I've expanded the water features, basically. So now these are all good to go. I have the 3 main growable foods here. Added some, what did they call them? Duckweeds? You know, for decoration. And I think it looks really good. And I really do think that the water kind of looks natural. So I'm happy with how this turned out. I did this, I think it was Monday morning I was working on it because I got like, it was Monday or Tuesday. I got like no sleep. I got like 3 hours of sleep and was like, alright, fuck it, I guess I'm up now. And I had like 2 hours before I even had to get ready for work, so I just played and did some stuff. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really good. You know, I used the right blocks to make sure things looked solid. Tried to make things look as green as possible while using the seashell soil everywhere else. All the water reaches pretty damn far, so yeah, it's nice looking, and I'm really happy with it. But yeah, that was one segment, and that took, I don't know, a couple hours. In here, though, I have done nothing, except I have built up. And I have built a second floor, which I'm actually going to rework a little bit here. Which is what I'm going to do on the stream. But first, I did it the exact same way as the lower floor, but opposite, because I thought that that would be kind of cool looking. And we've got plenty of space. Now, the thing that I want to do here, for the most part, is, oh, there's an item over there. Is I want this place to still be hidden by the cliffside. So I'm probably going to reduce this by a couple blocks and see what that looks like. Ultimately, what I want to try and do is build 3 floors, 3 solid floors, and then also have like a small attic space, I think. And that could be cool. I'm not certain about that, but I do want to have 3 floors. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but first, inventory. Oh, you're looking for a new gig too, Run? Dude, good luck. I've been going through it when it comes to the job situation. Let me tell you, it has not been fun by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think I really talked about it, but wow, this is full? This is actually full. This is nothing but CDs and fossil body parts, and this is full. Yeah, I don't think I talked about it, but I've lately gone through and really, like, made a completely new resume that I'm super proud of. Like, it's dense. Like, information is dense in there, but it's very organized, and you know, nothing is out of place. The descriptions are good, and all sorts of stuff. And like, I've put in applications all over the place in the past couple weeks, and I have gotten nothing back. The most I have gotten back have been from a couple businesses that I put like 6. I think I applied for like 6 different jobs for each of these, and the most I have gotten back was 1 rejection, and then 2, this position has been filled. No, I did get another rejection yesterday, so I can at least say that. But it is atrocious, dude. I cannot fathom what the hell is going on, dude. It's just, it has been so fucking morally degrading. Whoops. 5 Arcanine dolls. And then a 6th here. I can literally have a party of Arcanine. How awesome is that? Somebody loves that. Not me. But somebody somewhere, I'm sure, loves that fact. As for me, I don't really care about dogs, so, you know. Alright, inventory is fine. Actually, can I drop off anything? Let me see. Yeah, I can drop off some stuff. Alright, now inventory is looking good. Alright, let's go ahead and do stuff with this now. So, I want to go ahead and make a second floor. I also don't know exactly how I want to have the staircase here start. But for now, we just hop onto the... We just hop onto that. Whoops. Shit. Got it! That's cool, Peters. Got to play Final Fantasies 1 through 4. Yeah, I'm helping somebody get platinum in the Pixel remaster for all 6 of them. And it's fun. God damn it, this is obnoxious as hell. It is fun. But the person that I'm playing it with is having a hard time dealing with, let's just say, retro RPG, quirks. Some people dislike retro RPG quirks. And boy, can I see why, but not me. Motherfucker, just please. Oh god, I can't see. Oh god, the camera. Yeah, cool thing, by the way, making a building this size, I have learned the camera fucking sucks in this game. So, that's cool. Okay, I'll fix that later. I should not have done that. Hey, nice. I don't think I know what Emblem Lucina does, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the game tends to really struggle when it comes to a building of this grandeur. Fuck yeah, Ren. The first, they do 2, 3, and actually 5 too. Run to Final Fantasy 5. They're having a hard time with FF5. Meanwhile, you know, going through Final Fantasy 2, I'm sitting here thinking it's awesome. Like the way 2's growth was set up and everything, I just instantly loved. So much so that I do want to play through them on my own at some point. This isn't the right box. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know exactly how tall I want this ceiling to be. I guess I want it to be up like maybe halfway. I'm not really gonna know until I actually do this myself, so... How do we feel about that? Boy, that ladder being inside would be really nice right about now. Is it here? Pretty sure I lined that up. I don't remember how many out I was supposed to be coming. Did anybody see how many I had? Was it? This looks about right. That's not too bad. Maybe I'll keep that. What is this? 2 blocks and 3. So what? It's up 5 blocks from the floor. Is that a little claustrophobic or is that good? Let's fill out some of it. We're not gonna fill out the entire thing, but like we'll fill out a small square and see how it looks as a whole. For the people that like to build houses and whatnot in life sims, how is this looking so far? Any criticisms? How did that happen? Oh my god. Oh my god. Camera, please, dude. Is that too big? No, I think that's exactly where it needs to be. Yeah, it is. Maybe I should do one more block up? Maybe it is just high enough. No, maybe that is good. Maybe we can use this as a rule of thumb of like doing 5, maybe 6. That's not bad. I think that's actually pretty good. I'll tell you what, I think it's so good. Let's go ahead and fill this out, okay? I'm curious to see what other people think. What are you building one in, Aunt? Same friend who is having some issues with Final Fantasy V is pretty neck deep into 14. And I got to see their house and it looked pretty cool, honestly. I'm kind of mad that houses are paid only because they look super sick in 14. God, dude. Yeah, they look super sick in 14. Hey, Sunday, what's poppin', dude? They've been hyping up 4, so you don't want to see what it's about. In my opinion, Final Fantasy IV is the gold standard of the franchise. I think that 4 is pretty much like... Where's my YouTube chat bugging out? I feel like Final Fantasy IV is pretty much exactly what Final Fantasy should be. It has a good story. The world is solid. It has characters with jobs that are unique to them. For example, so like in Final Fantasy VII, the one thing I dislike about 7 is the fact that, well, there's a few things that I dislike about 7. One of the things I dislike about 7 is the fact that everybody just kind of does whatever. Like, most of the characters, in terms of design or like their animations, will reference what class they're supposed to be, but because of the materia system, everybody is just everything. Is like what you want them to be. And so I feel like that kind of loses part of what makes Final Fantasy so cool, is the fact that, you know, you can have your favorite Dragoons, you can have your Kane Highwind, your Freya Crescent, you know, you can have your standard thieves, like Zidane and, why am I blanking on his name? Vaughn. Stuff like that, where like these characters are entwined with the job, and that kind of gives them part of their personality. But for 7, it doesn't have that, and that's part of what bugs me with that game, is the fact that I can get one more there. Because the characters are just like themselves and don't really adhere to that, they kind of lose a little bit of that, like, oh, I want to use this character and have them do all sorts, or like have them do their unique class actions. But 4 is really good because it has those classes, it has character growths, plural. It's got a pretty memorable story. It's got a good overworld traversal progression, I think is the best way to put that. That is the strangest sentence I think I've ever said, but I think you guys get what I mean when I say that. This was not the spot I should have put this in. Five is sick. We're playing through 5 right now, and 5 is fucking awesome. 5 is so damn cool, honestly. Like, I'm having a real blast with it. You know what? This is the second one, so we'll go ahead and am I looking at that right? Am I toasty right now? Hold the fuck up. So we come up 2, we're standing on 2, and then we go up 3. Standing on 2. I guess so. That just looks fucking weird to me. Maybe it's because it's a corner spot. It will be weird because it's a corner spot. Yeah, that's gonna be bizarre as all hell, but maybe I can work with it a little bit here. If I do that, And interestingly enough, we're already at the top, really, so maybe I won't really be able to build that attic kind of thing. Yeah, I think I'll just have to leave it like as is. And then that means I'm gonna need to finish this floor off and then just make the ceiling. How many was that? I need one more. I didn't know Red Dead was on Switch. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Dude, I swear to God. Three houses. I want to get back to three houses and explore the rest of the routes, but dude, this corner is fucking me up. Like, it looks like it's raised too high now. I must be bugging. Yeah, I want to get back to three houses someday. I'd like to play through the rest of the routes. But ultimately, I think it's just going to be one of those things where I read about them and call it good, probably, because admittedly, I would much rather play some of the more interesting games in the series. For example, if they ever do make that like Thracia genealogy remake, I would much rather play those. Because those games themselves have a bit of history, and the characters are rather unique. Why does it not just... Also, as an aside, the Thracian genealogy characters have some of the best fucking moves in Heroes. I mean, seriously, like, first, starting with Ira, you got Regnalastra. Sigurd's always fucking cool. I love Leaf. Like, what I know of Leaf is awesome. He is one of my favorite lords. So help me God. Okay. No, not that Leaf. Leif, L-E-I-F, the Lord of, Thracia. Don't get me wrong, Alphonse is cool and all, but... Okay, so we have our oh my God, help. We have our 3 floors. Also, that CD player really reaches up here, huh? That's neat. Maybe I'll build up the cliffs a little bit. I'll give... Oh, that'll be a fucking nightmare. But maybe I could... Maybe I could put, like, an extra block on all of these cliffs and just make them a little bit higher. Oh yeah, these were the things I wanted to show off. I forgot about that. Yeah, so these were the things that I bought in that one clip. So we've got this tea set here, which I specifically got for an evolution, I'm pretty sure. Then we have this nap time bed. And I love the look of this thing. Look at that, dude. That is amazing. And now I can just take a picture and 3D print as many of them as I want. Big too. And then this luxury sofa. Looks nice. Really nice, actually. Kind of sit in the middle. You can. You can sit in the middle of the sofa. Holy is such a nice sounding song. I thought it was perfect. I was looking for something that kind of fit the area. It's calm. I don't know why we just got... Yeah, like you come into the house and it's entirely different. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. It's not gonna fit through the doorway, is it? Okay, never fucking mind then. I guess it just is gonna be out here and not inside. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Oops. Oh, this is a level... Fuck, I forgot about that. What I was gonna do was, identify all of these. Or should I wait until we get to 99? Should I get to 99 large and small lost relics before I start identifying them all? This is the question I need answered from the chat. Or should we just do it now and start decorating the house? Also... Some of this stuff I just put away. Yeah, okay. What I've started doing is using the handbag to, mark the things that I want to get rid of. I think it's actually a good idea, honestly. A large relic the size of a small relic, yeah. Should I use the large relics the size of the small relics? Oh yeah, I need to get that. Fuck! Okay. Yeah, you know, we'll go ahead and identify relics once I get to 99 of them. For now, let me go ahead and offload whatever else I can into the house. And then we'll go ahead and start exploring that new area. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, let's go ahead and properly get to that new area now. And, I don't remember what it's called. That's why I keep calling it the new area. Okay, new plan. What I'm gonna do is come into this area, and I have to step away for a BRB really quick. So, you guys sit tight. I'll be back in like, I don't know, a couple minutes. So I gotta make a quick call because I'm going to a con tomorrow. So I gotta talk with, you know, parties involved, and yeah, I'll be back in just a minute. So you guys sit tight, and yeah, enjoy the tunes. Okay, gamers. They didn't pick up, which sucks for me, but, you know, that's how it is sometimes. So I might have to step away again, which case, if that happens, I'll just, you know, mute myself and keep the game going, but, yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get back to it. By the way, am I expecting anything in the weather? Anybody see anything? I saw something about rain? That's an issue. Anyway. My controller's turned off. Get up, Ditto! Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do haunt. I know that I do for Dragoon. I don't know. I don't remember fully if I do for Scholar and what's the other one? Dark something? What's that class called? Maybe it's Summoner after it evolves. It's Summoner and Scholar. I only remember the first incarnation of that class. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all three of my classes have class-specific equipment by this point. I know for sure my Dragoon does, but because I'm stuck with, because rather, I have the level 30 accessories or whatever. That is my highest leveled class, and it is locked for the time. Oh yeah, actually, before we go into the new area, I was doing some slight exploration that I wanted to go through and do on stream, because I found some cool things. Yeah, okay, so it is Summoner. Yeah. Yeah, so Summoner and Scholar should be... Oh, yeah, of course they're the same. Yeah, Summoner and Scholar have their stuff because you can't actually upgrade to those classes until you do that, that quest, right? So, yeah, of course they have their stuff because you get that stuff, when they advance. Okay, so yeah, I was doing some exploring down here, and I found a couple of cool things. One is that I somehow just didn't go over here. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. And we got some strength blocks over here, which is fascinating. And did my dad just text me? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, what the hell is down here? Bug Love, September issue. Finally, a magazine for me. This issue's feature article is all about Vespiquen. What is the beehive Pokemon's surprising reaction when given honey? Read on to find out. Ah, that was lame. Yo, give Vespiquen... Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. Give Vespiquen back its signature moves. Like, I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 of the 3 moves in attack, defend, or heal order are gone. And, like, some of them were in Sword and Shield, and then some of them were in, Scarlet and Violet, I think. So it's like, just put them all in. What are you doing? We have been in here. Okay, so we don't need to be here right now. Where I want to be, though, is... that's right here. Although I am seeing another graded wall that we haven't been through, so... that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Because it sure didn't fully recover PP. Oh my god, look at all these crystal rooms, dude. This is so cool. Photo number 4. That's neat. A fun photo of Pokemon. 1 bag of Pecha seeds. Nice. So, the only one we'd be missing would be the one for my favorite fruit's namesake, the cherry tree. Sunday, you just changed names? That threw me off royally. What the fuck? He suddenly went from white name to, like... calls it Avalanche, but it looks more like Steel. Is eye level the equipment level? Because that's what I'm struggling with. Or rather, that's what I struggled with, and then I had no help from my main contact and said, alright, well fuck that. Okay, so in here, I found something that I think I noticed before, but forgot to follow up on because the area was new. That's interesting. Check this out. Like, what is going on back here? Team R Grunt's Journal number 5. So I went ahead and got some prizes ready. I went with gym badges. People are crazy about those things, you know? These are fake ones, though. Now I just gotta get some nice little Pokemon trainers to come work for free. But that's got me kind of stumped. All the trainers I tried to talk to town... try that again. But that's got me kind of stumped. All the trainers I tried to talk to in town just look at me like I'm suspicious and ignore everything I say. I don't know if my handiwork was no good or if I just have a face that only a mother could trust, but I gotta say that this whole thing has got me feeling kind of down. I even had to report to the boss and tell him that the mission wasn't going well. I just didn't have a choice. But the boss didn't get mad. He just gave me a pep talk and even let me in on some ultra top secret intel about our warehouse. I wanted to take some of the blocks around the museum because they are so cool. Like, some of these genuinely just look awesome, but I want to try and leave things as intact as I possibly can. Similar to how I was playing, that Oranberry clock is cool. Similar to how I was playing, Animal Crossing. For the most part, I want to leave things intact. And I've broken that rule a little bit here and there, like when I was looting that one cave in the Withered Wasteland by where Mew is, but... And even in the SSN too. I was thinking like, oh yeah, maybe I'll just use some of these or whatever, but the more I do this, and the more I play off stream too, the more I realize I'll eventually just kind of come across everything that I need. And so I can go ahead, weird place for a first aid kit. I can just go ahead and keep things, you know, in their weirdly liminal and broken state and just kind of enjoy that. With the exception of some things like, you know, the stone here, or like if there's a broken door or something, like, yeah, sure, I'll probably just take that, but for the most part, I want to try to leave it intact because I think it's cool. Also, with the Dream Islands, like, they are so good for resources, it's like, why even bother getting crazy with it, you know? Anyway, now for real, honest and for truly, this time we're going to, Gyro Bridge or whatever this is called. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm explicitly unable to do the content, because it's, like, that would imply that I can't do this content without paying or something. I just don't know where to go to get more, or to get higher leveled equipment. Mostly accessories. Because all of my accessories are the highest level that I could buy from whatever the vendors are in towns, and those all capped at like mid 30s or something, like level 34 or something like that. And because I don't know where to go, like I just kind of didn't really feel like dealing with it. The number one piece of advice that I was told was to do a bunch of side quests for gear, and that was what made me not want to continue, was the fact that, like, okay, now I have to go side quest searching to hope that one of these has a piece of gear that can increase my level a little bit more, and to just keep doing that until I eventually somehow chance upon something that'll give me a high enough equipment level. And personally speaking, I didn't really want to go through the research to figure out what was what, or, you know, sometimes side quests are part of chains, and I didn't want to deal with that, and blah blah, you know. Sparkling Skylands, that's what it is. Just do the story, use the gear it gives you? I am, though. Like, I can't continue the story until I get my gear high enough. And, like, my main equipment, like, the body stuff is all good. It's all, like, mid-40s or whatever. But because the accessories are the things that are lower level, that's what's dragging it down. And as far as I understand it, I am in what is essentially a Realm Reborn's patch content. Which I think is why somebody was telling me to go do side quests, because I should be getting some from that. A wall monitor. Tomorrow, I'll cut the monitors! Yes, I am being strictly gated by eye level. What I was saying was basically splitting hairs and saying I'm not like blocked off from the content because that would imply that I have to pay for it or something. But like, for what the content is telling me to do right now for the main game, I have to get my eye level up. Dude, grab onto the vine. Okay, whatever. There's an item over there. Is that the what we called the self building over there? It probably is. Yeah, maybe I can out of the stream. I don't want to go super late tonight because I gotta get ready to do to go to that con tomorrow. But yeah, I can probably make some time after I cut the stream. Because it should basically be just after Realm Reborn's main story. Not that I think that helps anything, but fucking damn it. But yeah, I should be immediately after that. Should we go get Tangrowth now? Oh, that's right. No, we will get Tangrowth now. I wanted to make a house here, but what'll be better is just getting Tangrowth over to the Pokemon Center, and that way I can at least travel back to the center. I was being tongue-in-cheek about a paywall, just ignore it. Basically, I am locked by eye level, and I have done my class advancements, so I have proper Dragoon and proper Summoner and Scholar. But my accessories are what's lacking. That is the most cut and dry version of that story that I can have. Where is that lift at? Maybe it has to be from over there. So how do you navigate this this place aside from that? It's gotta be, like, in a circle, right? Like, you go to one place that connects to another place that connects to another place that connects to another place before it connects to the first place again. That's how I'm imagining this is likely gonna be. There's nothing else over there. Let's play a photo. Sure. That's neat. Can the camera please? Okay, so laptops are basically meant to display photos, I guess. Which I guess isn't very much different from how they are in real life. I'm gonna guess anything with a monitor is probably relatively similar. In order to escape the disaster, humanity would temporarily take refuge in space while Pokemon would be safely stored in a computer system. This was the general overview of the plan. But no computer system will keep running forever. The Foundation planned to send a select few members back to the planet at regular intervals to perform ongoing maintenance. But for humanity to survive in space for any length of time, it would take a tremendous amount of energy. I calculated that even a slight deviation from the original plan would result in insufficient energy to return, leaving humankind stranded in space for dozens or even hundreds of years. If that happened, the essential system protecting the Pokemon would eventually cease to function. So I decided to add a little touch of my own to the system's programming. First, it will continuously check the weather data across the globe in search of environments that can prove even slightly habitable for Pokemon. Next, if maintenance is not performed for a long period of time and the system begins to approach its limits, it will release the Pokemon most suited to those environments. Of course, ideally humans will return someday and live alongside Pokemon once more. But on the off chance humanity never returns from space, I think releasing the Pokemon into a wild world rather than leaving them asleep in a computer would be a happier outcome. It may sound strange coming from the program's creator, but I hope it never has to run. Damn! So that's our good bit of lore right there, and why some of these Pokemon are coming back. It's because we're doing it, to a degree. I guess except for some weird fringe cases like Gardevoir and Gyarados. But then you gotta wonder, what about us and Tangrowth, you know? Dude, I swear to God. Alright, you know what? Never mind, we're good. No, I'd rather do it tonight because it's still on the mind, and honestly, I'd rather... I'm not one to really put off doing things, especially when other people are gonna help me with it. Like, if you're gonna try and figure out where I'm stuck or how, then I'd rather... God damn it, dude! I'd rather make sure that I can get those results to you sooner or later. Alright. I was gonna break those down, but honestly, it's just gonna be easier to do that. All of that for a mirror ball. I don't even need that. What's worse is that didn't even get me towards my goal of how do I get to the other islands? I guess maybe we shouldn't have entered from this one, huh? This will be the fastest way to get back, I think, and to get Tangrowth to the Pokemon Center is this one. Ooh, damn, dude, how'd you do that? Damn it. Look at all the trash. So while we're loading here, and without me being able to crack my knuckle for some reason. Damn. Yeah, my thumb just won't pop. Yeah. Couple hundred, huh? Hundreds of years have passed, in theory. A couple hundred years have passed. Also, this was the wrong one. We should have gone through Rocky Ridge. This was a mistake. Where's Sanger with that? There he is. Nice. Like, look at this, dude. Don't look at that. Look at this wall. How this wall is like neon and then just a bunch of crap. Like, that is so cool looking. Like, there's some stone, there's some neon, there's some rusted metal, there's some normal looking metal. Gadzooks! Have we actually climbed all the way above the clouds? Small wonder it was so exhausting. It looks as though the land in this area is held above the clouds by those bluish-white rocks, giving the appearance of islands floating in the sky. But first things first, we'll have to come up with a way to get to that island over there. Wait a moment. What's that strange-looking tower? Let's go take a gander and find out. What could this be? What in the world could this be? In all my long years, I've never seen a tower quite as odd as this one. Would a human really have made this? You know, it's possible there's another Pokemon somewhere nearby. One that's good at building things, like you. Now this machine, it does look human-made. But I haven't a clue how to use it. It does appear you can stand on that platform. Why don't you hop on and see what happens, Linksword? It seems this really was a machine meant to transport folks from island to island. I had a hunch that's what it was. Oh-ho! Look at that, Linksword! I spy a Pokemon Center. But, as I suppose I should have expected, it's gone to ruin. Look! There's a Pokemon near it. Right then. First, let's try talking to that Pokemon. Rookity out of nowhere. Oh, hello. Nice to meet ya. But how'd you get here when you don't have any wings? Wait, are you the kind of Pokemon who can fly even without wings? Want to learn. I wouldn't be surprised if you learned how to fly sooner or later, Linksword. You seem to be familiar with this town. Would you tell us what sort of place this is? Are there any humans around? Humans? Nah, I've never seen one. Oh, but there's lots and lots of buildings and machines that humans built around here. Mostly broken ones, though. Yes. And the Pokemon Center is broken, too. By the way, do you like this town? Yeah, I love it. There's lots of different islands, and it's really fun to fly around between them. This island we're on's the biggest one. I just wish there were more Pokemon around. Well, you're in luck. Linksword here is something of an expert at making Pokemon habitats. And once there are more habitats in this town, more Pokemon may return. Really? That's amazing! Oh, I can't wait. That would help too. Oh, well then, Linksword, why don't you make a whole passel of Pokemon habitats here in this town too? But first we have to take a peek at the Pokemon Center PC. We might be able to get some more useful items from it. Alright, the tiny bird Pokemon Rookidee. This Pokemon is brave and reckless. The white markings around a Rookidee's eyes intimidate faint-hearted Pokemon. Deedle beep. Recipe for a stone fireplace. Dry sky-high grass. Hydrated fluffy flower bed. It's interesting now that I think about it, because we're finding traces of Pokemon, right? If we're finding traces of Pokemon, would that not imply that there are Pokemon roaming about? And if that's true, why am I making habitats for them? Like, is that not a bit Deus Ex? Oh, this PC seems to be in perfect working order. I do hope we'll get our hands on some more new items. So let's just use this PC, like the others, to improve the environment around here. Just as you've done before, I think you ought to work on increasing the Pokemon population here in this town, too. And once we've got a lot of Pokemon around, it would be kind of you to improve their comfort levels as best as you can. It's probably best to start out where Rookidee suggested and make some Pokemon habitats here on this island where the Pokemon Center is. But I'll leave the method up to you. You're already a town building master after all. But, of course, you can come ask me anytime if there's something you're unsure about. I mean, like, here's what it sounds like, Pichu. Sure. It sounds like whatever catastrophe happened, whatever was just incredibly cataclysmic here, wiped out pretty much everything living on the planet. Or, like, that's what it was prepped to do. And what they did was different groups held various initiatives to gather supplies or capture these Pokemon to try and save them. But, like, you really can't catch them all, you know? So it really does seem like a lot of stuff is just, like, a lot of living beings are basically just gone. Also, I guess there's no PP upgrade from this Pokemon Center. I was hoping for PP or, bag. But I mean, that being said, you know, I haven't even made any habitats, but a Gyarados, a Gardevoir, and now a Rookidee, are here. I know. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, there probably shouldn't be any other wild Pokemon. Everything should be, by technical definition, one way or another, caught. So there's gonna be, what, 5, maybe 6 different biomes total? I guess it would be 5. This, I'm thinking logically, will be the last biome, probably. It just kind of clicked to me that the Dragonite doll will probably bring me to an island that is basically a facsimile of this. Because the Arcanine doll brings me to one that's basically a facsimile of Rocky Ridge. And even though I haven't used the others, like, I don't know where a Ditto one's gonna bring me. Even though I haven't used the others, I do know that the substitute one seems to use probably whatever ones I have out in the area. But there's only 6 dolls, at least as far as I'm aware. So... Alright, Peter, sounds good. You enjoy it. What movie are you seeing, by the way? I don't think you said. That is so cheeky. Oh my god, that is so cheeky. I love it. Oh, the new Scary Movie? Hell yeah. Anyone in chat seen the Scary Movie series? Thankfully, we should all be old enough by this point. It also makes sense, too, that this has been at least a few hundred years, because there's a lot of erosion around. Like, it's not just the cataclysmic event, whatever that was, but there's plenty of things that have definitely eroded in some way. A lot of stuff that has seemingly worked. Like, I don't know what kind of magic they have in the Pokemon world where these things are powered forever, but... Altaria! How did you fit in that little birdhouse? Oh, nice to meet you, dear. I'm just tickled pink to see you, you know. It's been so long since I've had anyone to talk to, after all. Please feel free to ask me if you ever need anything. For example, if you're ever having trouble falling asleep, I can wrap you up in my wings and sing you a lullaby. Altaria, the humming Pokemon. On sunny days, it flies freely through the sky and blends into the clouds. It sings in a beautiful soprano. Something else, too, that I've noticed since we're talking to a bunch of Pokemon is since I was mentioning how they have all likely been caught and that these Pokemon are being released by the system to, into the world again. Lore-wise, captured Pokemon are more docile than wild ones. Which, I don't know if that really has any bearing necessarily, but maybe you could explain a little bit going on. It's possible some of the legendary Pokemon like Raikou, Volcanion, Kyogre. It's possible they've just been roaming around. Who knows? I'd like to see if Lugia and Ho-Oh have any story prominence, because all they do is just kind of swing by and give me a feather. But I would love to know if they actually do hold some kind of importance. The idea of Pokemon... You've got to be joking. The idea of capturing Pokemon... Where's Gyarados at? Oh. The idea of capturing Pokemon for, this huge reserve system that they've got set up in lore. It feels like something that might exist in a Flash game. You know what I mean? Like, for anybody that might have grown up with those promo Flash games where, you know, you do something for an upcoming release of like a movie or a game or a TV show or something. They made like a little Flash game and you'd interact with the characters a little bit. It seems like catching a bunch of Pokemon would have made for the perfect Flash game. Like, oh, you know, Pupitar. Appreciated pink tall grass. Which we could do here. I don't think I wanna, but we could. Yeah, they would have given you a dumb little prompts like, help out Professor Oak or whatever and, catch all the Pokemon that are running about. I feel like that would have been cool. A strat. I'm sorry, is this not Animal Crossing music? Like, did you hear that riff? That sounded straight Animal Crossing, dude. Okay, well, we do have some habitats, so... Or we do have some habitat information. So let's go ahead and see if we can make anything. Again, ideally around the Pokemon Center, unless I wanted to make a house somewhere, but I don't think I want to do that yet. Scary Movie 3 and 4 I remember really liking, but the first two... I've seen Scary Movie 4 a few times. A couple times. Scary Movie 3 I think I've only seen the once, but the other two I haven't seen at all. There was a short stint where like Comedy Central would show them, but I mean, I ain't got cable. Who can afford cable in this day and age? Think it's all grass, Duskull. Alright, Sprigatito, Dreepy, and Pupitar. I don't know why Pupitar likes it, but well, whatever, sure. I guess I can go ahead and just start restoring some of this stuff. For example, there's another one. I don't think that counts as a boulder, so I'm not going to use that. Trapinch, Duskull. I think a soup would be nice right about now. And yeah, we're so early on that the game has already given us spawns. Which makes sense. Here's a boulder. I wish I had some soup right now, though. That wasn't exactly like I wanted it, but whatever. Alright, some of those. That's not the right thing. I autopiloted that. Go ahead and repurpose some flowers around and make a flower bed. Damn, that's a lot of fucking Pokemon. Ah, yes, right. Hit him with one of those. Again, something that I kind of like but dislike about games that have been doing this is, like, it's cool when the intuition shows up and it's like, yeah, you know, all those habitats that you've already made, you can kind of cross-transfer and get more encounters. But like, I just feel like it takes away some individuality when I'm making the exact same encounters and most of the time getting the same Pokemon. Or not the same Pokemon, but doing the exact same things. Like, it's very repetitive. Guess we'll make this our first one, though. Alright, Sprigatito. Surely Sprigatito won't fall off the edge, right? Looks shiny. Why does Sprigatito look shiny? Who are you? Did you find me by following my scent? Hi, you didn't. But you do think it's a nice scent, right? It's pretty and sweet, right? You can come see me anytime you want. I'll share this nice scent with you anytime. The grass cat Pokemon. Its fluffy fur is similar in composition to plants. This Pokemon frequently washes its face to keep it from drying out. How did that happen? Alright, no clue how many Pokemon were available in Pink Tall Grass, but there are at least a few habitats primed and ready. Here's some more flowers. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep these because I can make a hydrated flower bed habitat. Brokey!
Check out my bubbles. They're at a whole new level of supple sprigginess. Probably because I found a great home where I can get lots of rest. Whoa, you made this place? Because you want to make sure everyone's got a comfy spot to stay.
What is this fucking voice?
Well, that does it. I'm gonna help you out. Just let me know if you need anything.
What the fuck was that voice? It protects its skin by covering its body in delicate bubbles. Beneath its happy-go-lucky air, it keeps a watchful eye on its surroundings. I can't say I've seen those, but quite frankly, that wouldn't surprise me even a little bit. Hey Dida, you like making homes for Pokemon.
Let me share a little secret.
Forgot about that.
There's a pond with like a Neornet around here, and a long time ago, I saw a Dragonite living in a pond like that.
Waterside Dinghy. Interesting.
Dragonite seem super spacey, but they look so cool when they fly.
do I want to... Yeah, there we go. Or the canoe, or just enjoy some tranquil time relaxing by the waterside. Do that. Since there are a couple different permutations of Pokemon, or of habitats we can make with flowers. Whoa, you're like the perfect size! I'm working hard every day to make sure I grow up big and strong. I want to use your height as my goal, so let's be buddies from now on. Huh? Wait a sec. Can you make yourself as big as you want when you transform? For real? Ugh. I've shed my skin so many times already, and I'm still only this size. It's totally unfair, right? Alright, the Dragon Pokemon Dratini. It is called the Mirage Pokemon because so few have seen it, but its shed skin has been found. I don't think that's really that true when you can buy them at the game corner. Surprisingly, nothing else yet. What I would like are more flowers. I could also divest here a little bit and go to the other islands. I thought I heard a twinkling noise. Robust flower. Oh, here's... okay. Right next to each other, we have this. Which is Driftvale City, and a habitat. Nature's market for a decidedly female Raichu. Interesting. Professor's Diary number 5. Something shocking has happened. The Pokemon Conservation Project is progressing smoothly, and the time came for my Tangela to join the others. In the hopes of avoiding a tearful scene, I waited until my grandchild was asleep before entrusting Tangela to one of the other project members. But later that night, I received word that Tangela had run off. Tangela was like family. He should have been accustomed to humans. How could this have happened? I have a theory. Tangela was likely trying to get back to our home. But it's nearly time for my family to set off for space, even if Tangela were to make it safely home. By the time he arrives, we'll no longer be there. I feel agonizingly helpless knowing there's nothing I can do. Nothing, that is, but hope that the project staff find Tangela and keep him safe. I really do want to keep a diary of my own. I wanted to for a long while, I just never really committed to it. But this game is really making me want to actually do that. How did you... That was a good sleep. Oh, hello there. Where did you come from? Huh? What? Oh. I'm sorry. It's just so nice here that I keep... Okay, I'm gonna have to do the big voice, aren't I? What? You made this home? Wow. I feel like I could fly forever if I get in a good sleep here. Why that Dragonite's so orange, though? The dragon Pokemon Dragonite can fly in spite of its big and bulky physique. It circles the globe in just 16 hours. You made me such a nice home. I really want to do something for you in return, but what can I do? Oh, I have an idea. You're a Ditto, right? So you should be able to transform into me. Then I can teach you how to fly, like this. That was more like levitation, but yeah, sure. Use transform. Now this one I have seen. See, now that looks more akin to Dragonite's colors. You learn to glide. Press R while in the air to fly. Whoa, you look just like me. Okay, we should practice a little to make sure you can have fun and stay safe. Come over here. So I do lose altitude. This is very much gliding. It's pretty cool. You're still a beginner, so it might be hard for you to really zip around the sky. Maybe fly wasn't the right word. Glide? Yeah, you'll be gliding. It's not flying exactly, more like falling really slow. But that's okay, you won't have to worry about getting hurt, and moving between islands is easy. Just glide and follow my lead, yeah, no problem. What the hell am I hearing? You've got the hang of it. You did really well. Flying is not the fun, isn't it? Now anytime you want to go to another island, you can just use glide and it will be super easy. Bang, clang, crash, smash! What's that sound? I think it's coming from the top of that building. I really want to know what it is, but I need to head back pretty soon. I bet you could climb up to the top and check it out, though. I almost checked this out before I went. Oh, come on. Oh, you can see it. You can see it. Damn. That's cool. Surprise Ho-Oh in the background, by the way. Yeesh, what a mess. I didn't expect that weird machine thingy to literally blow up in my face. Huh? Who are you? Where'd you come from? What are you even doing here? Well, I'll be. You're fixing up the town to bring in more Pokemon? That sure sounds like a fun undertaking, it does. I love big, tall buildings, see? I spend my time collecting junk from here and there and trying to assemble it all into something interesting. Like this tower here. I built this whole thing, believe it or not. That's why I call myself the Tink Master. Supervisor. A Tinkaton, hammer Pokemon, a Tinkaton that is particularly skilled with its hands, allowing it to make very good use of other tools in addition to its hammer. It is curious about buildings and machines made by humans. Well, can I ask you to give me a hand with something while you're at it, kid? I'm thinking it might even help with that town building you've got going on. Well, hey, I do appreciate it. Now let's get down to brass tacks. I need you to bring me 6 bricks of concrete. Think you can manage that? See, I need all that stuff to fix the lifts. The islands of this town look like they all used to be connected by lifts. Figure we could use them to come and go as we please. They weren't all broken down, that is. So I was thinking, if the lifts are all busted, the obvious thing to do is fix them up, make them usable again. Turns out, though, I need concrete for that. I got no clue how to make any. I bet old Conkeldurr knows how to make it. If you can find Conkeldurr kicking around somewhere, could you ask him to whip up some concrete for me? Just so you know, I think he's hanging around somewhere like this. A construction site generator, which I'm pretty sure we already found. I almost forgot. You need limestone to make concrete. You should be able to find a bunch around here. Might not be a bad idea to gather some before you head out. Cool. No, I didn't want to fly. That's fine. Alright, another rainbow wing. Okay, now the question is there already a generator somewhere? Hey, there's a CD player over there. Turns out that T-set will not get me an evolution, by the way. That sucks. I also don't know how to make scaffolding. Or pipes. I might have to take that stuff. Whoops. I might have to take that stuff from other biomes. Well, the gliding is nice, I will say that. Oops. Damn, dude. This is the furthest up we've been, probably, period. Look at the... Dude, look at the shading on that. That looks hella cool. There's also a red light over there. What is that? It might be a Pokeball that I rendered in earlier and just didn't actually get to go get. Yeah, this is neat. I've always been a sucker for being able to do stuff like this. Okay, we got some new Pokemon. A human child. Wait, you are not human. Your appearance, it misleads. No, you did not do wrong. It is just me. I very much like human children, but I do not see them around here. The Requiem Pokemon Duskull. In the dead of night, these Pokemon wander through towns in search of children, whose vital energy is a Duskull's favorite food. Pupitar! Hi. We've never met, right? Sorry if I'm a bit restless. I found myself the perfect home, and I can hardly stop from jumping with joy. Maybe I don't look it, but I really love bouncing around, you know? It's pretty fast. I'm pretty fast. The hard shell Pokemon Pupitar. Its shell is as hard as bedrock. Excuse me. And it is also very strong. Its thrashing can topple a mountain. I know someone that would really like that screenshot. Poke. Poke, poke. Huh? Your body feels so weird. It's so squishy. You're fun to poke. I don't want to stop. Maybe I'll poke you again sometime. The lingering Pokemon Dreepy. In the evening, groups of Dreepy will fly at high speeds over the ocean and poke at Pokemon in the water for fun. That's interesting lore. Do this really quick. Okay, what else do we got? Looks like that's it for the time being. The environment level did increase earlier, so let's see if we can push that a little bit further. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So far. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this real quick. There we go. That's what I wanted. And there's that PP up. Okay. City Dens. Pokemart kit? Oh, dude, that sounds cool. Okay, so we've got a furnace kit here. Like I was saying, I might actually need to abscond with some stuff from the other habitats. The big thing holding me back are going to be the metal pipes. I don't think I've seen metal pipes at all. I mean, there's a chance I have, and I just kind of, like, forgot about it. But random Polyrath, okay. Potato seeds, that's a new vegetable. Here, new face. What's your deal? Going around building towns and hoping more Pokemon will show up? Dang. That's super rad. But, you're gonna be okay with those floppy noodle arms? No offense. Probably doesn't exactly inspire confidence, pal. Alright, let me tell you about a real good training spot I know around here. I'll take you there now. Follow me. Alright, this Pokemon gets kind of forgotten about, I feel like. This Pokemon has not good stats, and its move pool actually does get pretty good, but it does not really have the stats, I feel like. Anyway, Poliwrath is the tadpole Pokemon. The muscles it has developed through swimming are thick and powerful. When it lands a square punch, it can turn huge boulders to dust. Wait for an office table. I don't even know where we're at. Curtains? Look at this fucking room. I mean, like, how can I not dig straight down? All right. Rare Pokemedal, hell yeah. Yeah, this song sounds so Animal Crossing, it's not even funny. This week's must-see highlights. The internationally acclaimed and award-winning film, Dream, If Only We Could Meet, will finally make its small-screen debut on the 9th of this month. They met and went on a journey together in a dream, but when each awoke, the other was nowhere to be found. Was it nothing more than a dream? Perhaps. We hope you enjoy this wistful and heartwarming story of Gengar and Mismagius. That sounds more like knights. Hello? Oh my god, is this the fighting gym? The fighting dojo? We can't read it because we're fucking ditto! Black Belt Weekly. Os! The Fighting Fists and Feet is a new karate dojo now open for business. Beginners welcome to join. Pokemon welcome to attend. Everyone who signs up this month will receive a free karate gi as part of our welcome giveaway. Those are expensive, by the way. Punch like Hitmonchan, kick like Hitmonlee. To join, just call the number below and yada yada. No, that looks dweeby as hell. Yeah, so this is definitely some interesting amalgamation of well, relatively speaking, this is pretty much Saffron, yeah. Because Silphco is right in the middle. If we were to go just a little bit right, we should be hitting the Saffron gym. At least, you know, if things maintained. You can see the checkpoints actually aren't exactly where they're supposed to be. The one on the right-hand side is more or less. The one on the bottom is close enough. And the one on the left is pretty far off, honestly. But, you know, this is a new rendition of Kanto, so things could have moved. But from what we know of the region as is, it's a little bit off. That also explains why there's a Polyrath here. Two gold ingots. I don't get why it's walled in. Wow, that felt incredibly Cave Story. Well, we can see that the spot where the Saffron Gym is supposed to be is, nuked to hell. They get a lot of mileage out of, covering some of these bigger areas in just what is essentially a mountain. Or I guess the better way to put it would be, they get a lot of mileage out of putting stuff in mountains. As you can tell, this spot's surrounded by super solid sand. And let me tell you, punching this stuff with all your might is an equally solid workout. Of course, a single punch is all it takes for a powerhouse like me to pulverize that sand into dust. Don't worry, you'll get there someday. Until then, you ought to train here. Be sure to clean up after yourself. No leaving a sandy mess for others, got it? That's just common decency. It might take a few decades, but if you manage to bring me 6 blocks of ordinary sand someday, I'll be impressed. Sure, you can't use sand for anything, but you can't throw it away. That's just common sense. Actually, you can use sand by melting it down to make glass. Try collecting sand. It's sure to come in handy. I actually was gonna say too, I don't know what this is. I did find a couple of things out. Also, can you not just grab sand from... There's some moisture in it, but it's hardened up a little. I guess I don't have ordinary sand. But yeah, I went looking through a couple things that I could craft at the crafting box. And a couple of things that I found did clue me in to some stuff that you could potentially make. So iron ore for, I mean piping, but not the piping that I need. A lot of stuff is pretty simple. I mean, I guess vine rope makes sense for that a little bit. I guess I could make those now, huh? Maybe not buildings, but, yeah, like looking at the garden light, I looked at that and saw glass as something. And also, if you click on something, it'll tell you what you can make it from. Sand or sandstone. So if you do take a look, you can actually go ahead and make some, look at some of the things that you can make. Or rather... Oh, those are those frames! Or rather, you can take a look at some of the things that, you'll need going forward. I don't remember another one, but there were a couple that I saw. Paper, glass. Glass is a common one. Huh. ACs here don't normally blow hot air. Is that a Japanese only thing? Yeah, Roserade tea. There's another one. The berries. I don't have all the berries yet. I am close. I do need... Actually, now that I'm looking at it, cherry berries aren't in this game. At least as far as I can tell. I do have a Chesto tree. I don't have a Rost seed yet, but I do have Pecha. And then I did grow my Lum tree. But I don't have a Rost one. Anyway, that was all to say that if you take a look at some of your materials or some of your recipes, you might see what can be built going forward. Of course, of many years, the sand from... whatever. We know what sandstone is. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. We still don't know how long it's been necessarily, but it's safe to say a couple hundred years easy. What? You already got 6 blocks of sand? For real? I was sure it'd take you at least a decade, but I guess you're more amazing than I gave you credit for. Brother, it's sand. And good on you for picking up after yourself. It's too bad sand's totally useless, huh? Apologies for the repetition, but there actually is a way to use sand. You can light a fire in a smelting furnace, then put sand in it to make glass. That's gonna be a useful building material. Oh hey, since you're clearly a genius, maybe you could help me out. I love the Deus Ex saying, hey Polyrath, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry to ask, but could you come with me for a second? There's a dojo just a short walk away. Elevator. Could you maybe fix it with the elevator so folks can get to it? Give it a shot. Gonna teach you how to fix the elevator. That's not an elevator. Make sure the ladder is all connected. I'd like to climb the ladder and check if there's still an elevator platform up there. Heat pump style ACs are pretty normal, I think. I've only really known air conditioners to really be for cold air. Honestly, I mean, also too, I guess I've only really known them to be window units for the most part. That's funny as hell that you can do that. So where do you want to go? This is cool. That was kind of neat. Alternatively, I could have just used the fucking waterfall. That probably would have been faster. But it was cool to at least experience that the one time. Alright, time to cheat. Yeah, pretty much right where this tree is, I think. Hey, can you hear me? Looks like you made it up safe. Can you see a machine hooked up to the ladder? Should be a big silver thing. Yeah, I see it. That's an elevator platform. All you gotta do is put another one of those down here and bam! Which brings us to step 2 of fixing the elevator. Well, that was a cool cheat. You can see it just barely connected. That's interesting. It's strange that they let me do that. It's not really that strange, but I guess it is interesting. I mean, look, there's even a bit of a natural staircase. Probably could have done that a better way, but whatever. We have our staircase from our cheat. Gotta make another elevator platform. Thought you might just come up with an idea on the spot. I've got no clue how to make something like that. What a fucking dumbass. Alakazam knows all kinds of complicated stuff like that. Maybe we ask them. Go find Alakazam and ask him how to make an elevator platform. Surging psychic power. That explains a bit. What do you think that crystal ball at Alakazam's place is made of? Maybe glass? You know, the broken window panes around here kind of remind me of a crystal ball. Maybe we could use them to craft one. This is just another smelting furnace. And yeah, you can just use beach sand. So, with that being the case... Oh, really? Okay. Where's the flag at? There we go. Yeah, elevators follow ladder tracks. That's bizarre. Okay. How does Silphco not count? Oh, I know how. I don't have doors. Okay. I guess I can't make Silphco. That's interesting, actually. Reminiscent of Pokemon Center, actually. Okay, another slate. Perfect. Okay, check this out. I don't know how big homes need to be. Okay, I guess the game didn't like that very much. Why can't you just do this? Yeah, that's something cool. Professor's Diary number 6. The day of departure finally arrived, and Tangela was still nowhere to be found. So I decided to join the survey team after all. It will give me the opportunity to return to the planet periodically, and I can search when I'm there. If there are any strange machines or rare tools on the ship, I should borrow them. Then, I'll find Tangela and show them to him. I'm certain he'll examine them with his usual curiosity. Until then, please, be safe. Okay, so maybe over by Gardevoir there might be, I might be able to reuse one of those Pokemarts or something. Oh god. Oops. What if I just... Maybe not. Okay. Why can I not glide? I guess I need the room. Do that every time. I'm out of PowerPoints too. Oh yeah, I never really opened up my inventory after, after getting that bag. So we got another page. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there's really a house that I can quickly repurpose. Where was Gyarados at? Over by him, there should be some. Or here we go. I think I do need a door, though. I don't think I'm getting anywhere with this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take those doors really quick and see if I can make something out of it. First, I will get this, though. Oh, come on, that'd be perfect. I mean, I'm surrounded by walls. Okay, what about here? There we go. Okay, this counts as an empty house. I mean, getting out of here is gonna suck, but hey, whatever. All that matters is I get in, right? I can probably cheat this, actually. Yeah, there we go. Now we can get in and out as we need. Right, okay, all of that was to leave so I can get some glass smelting. Sheesh. Wait a sec. Score Bunny, I need you, mate. Okay, so now we can finally get this going. We'll just go ahead and use the beach sand. And I'll tell you what, while that's going, let me go ahead and go to the Dream Island for the day that I've already been to. I did that off stream after I woke up. It's a really fun wake-up activity, I gotta say. Games like this in Animal Crossing are really, really good as just, you know, like get up and kind of just do your thing in the morning. It's nice. Okay, and the good news is we have a bunch more slots too. So let's just take a ton of beach sand and get to it. I actually held off on making sand until I could stream because of the, I guess for lack of a better term, the revelation, the reveal of that. Because something else you can do too is, with different things in your pockets, if you go to, you know, a smelter or whatever, it'll show you what you can make. Like, it'll show you what you can use and whatever. So, I've known about this for a little bit, but haven't gotten to do anything with it, so... See, now that looks beachy. That looks like what you want right there. Okay, that was probably a bit much. Alright, and just like that, we have a metric ton of sand to use for glass. Oh, wait a sec. Before we do that... Anyone trading? Nope. And it's for that reason, too. The fact that, the fact that some blocks are just so readily available, like, I don't really feel a need to, like, stock up on all the blocks, all the block types. Especially because it seems like, for the most part, they're all gonna be found via Dream Islands, too. I don't know about the Pikachu and Eevee ones, but, oh, this takes a while. But we know that the Arcanine one is basically a facsimile of... Or maybe not facsimile, but a miniature. Miniature of the, Whoops, that wasn't right. Of the rocky ridges. Thank you, Magmar. I have done literally nothing with Magmar except befriend him and have him make ingots for me. All this guy has done is breathe fire for me for hours on end. He barely even knows my name. He doesn't know a damn thing about me. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I forgot I had that going. Oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah, we've got 2 stacks. 2 stacks of glass going. I think we'll be okay with that for a bit. How do you get more tree seeds? That's what I want to know. I think, sorry, kind of getting ahead of myself. I want to figure out how to get more seeds so I can try and grow some of these trees at the house in Bleak Beach. What am I looking at over here? Oh, that was Slowking. Okay. The reason I'm here is because Scyther also was cutting lumber for me, so. Alright, got some good mats. And, okay, cool, here we go. That does indeed interest me. Thank you very much for the Pokemedal. I will give you 2 gold bars. And a berry clock. Pokemedal is only worth 200? Why? Yeah, I found out that the feathers are worth 2,000, by the way. The rainbow and silver wings are worth 2,000 each, and mysterious slates and fossils are also worth like 1,000 each, I think. Why is that? Maybe it's worth more at this specific, or with this specific shopkeep? I don't know. Also, extra CDs are worth a lot too, so getting stuff isn't really bad. Kind of nice, actually. Also, if you were down horrendous, I guess you could just use like 1,000 ash blocks if you really wanted. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I really care about the others. Anyway, that's probably gonna go ahead and do it for me for now. There will not be a stream of this tomorrow. There might be on, Sunday. I kinda don't really know. Tomorrow I am going to Fan Expo, which is basically the closest thing Denver gets to Comic-Con. So, I'm probably gonna be in downtown Denver like the entire damn day, but, that is what I indeed plan on doing with my time tomorrow. If I do have some time tomorrow to stream, it will be Kirby Air Riders. I was thinking of doing it today, but I think I'm just going to take tonight easy and make sure I'm ready for tomorrow, so. But yeah, Air Riders has an event that'll be ending Sunday, and well, I've got a pretty good track record, so gotta keep it going. Also, I guess it buys me time to get 99 large relics after I identified a metric ton of them for that one event in the game. Well, that's 80. I'm finding a ton of them just as I'm walking. This is ridiculous. Oh. Another slate, oh my god. I also noticed too, before I end up leaving, I wanted to say, for a game like this, you bet that the main series games would have had a crossover with one of these few important Pokemon. Like, you know, maybe they give you a Tangrowth that has a ribbon, or a Tinkaton with a ribbon. With the OT Pokopia or something like that. They don't do that anymore. That sucks. Back in the old days, dude, they used to do that all the damn time and it was so cool. Now they don't. And it's not so cool. But this flying is neat. Yeah, I miss the cool event Pokemon. There was a point where we were getting kind of too many, it felt like. But, I mean, like, event Pokemon are pretty cool, you know? For the 20th anniversary, the 10th anniversary had a ridiculous amount going on. For Gen 5 had a good number of events. Gen 4 had an insane number of events. But, I don't know. I miss that, personally. Anyway. Me and my dumb ditto face are getting out of here. So, that's gonna do it for the stream. I thank you guys for watching. I will be back, like I said, at some point, probably Sunday. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow night. It would be around, like, this time. I don't know exactly when I'd be getting home, but I'll be figuring that out soon. Haunt, if you're still around, I'll start up 14 and see what information I can get to you. But, yeah, I'm done poking my Pia for a bit, so thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care of yourselves. Maybe I'll be posting on the socials about what I'm doing or how Fan Expo's going. Saturday's a good day. I think today was probably busier, but Saturday's good. Um, I had something I was gonna say. I don't remember, but anyways, you guys take care. Have a good night, and peace out.